So it's all about speed in today's sprint, not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Elvis lines up on pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Sainz, Russell, Norris, Verstappen, Perez, Ocon, Magnussen, Fernando Alonso, Bottas, Gasly, Oscar Piastri, Hülkenberg, Tsunoda, Albon, Joe, Ricciardo and Logan Sargent. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint.
Right, mate, I know it's your home Grand Prix, but I want you to treat it like any other race. Let's not make any unnecessary risks, please. Okay, we're monitoring some wear on the internal combustion engine. Be aware that we're going to start to see a loss of power. Pushing too hard, it's causing your gearbox to take increased wear. Just be careful. Okay, we're looking at some gearbox wear, so try to keep the number of shifts to a minimum, please. DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Thank you. I need a moment.
Yes, mate, I cannot complain about that one. That was an excellent drive. Well done.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Elvis increases their championship lead. Well, that wraps up the sprint. All that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then. Well, you don't need me to remind you that Formula One is now so beloved in the United States that we race here 3 times a year. But let's give respect to COTA, or the Circuit of the Americas, to give it its full name. This place laid the foundations for this moment and still remains the host of the US Grand Prix. It's the Circuit of the Americas then, situated 14 miles outside of the great city of Austin. This is a 3.6-mile lap with 20 corners, 10 to the left and 10 to the right, and top speeds of around 200 miles per hour. Overtaking opportunities are available into turns 1 and 12, especially with that rear wing DRS wide open. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Elvis lines up on pole position, and the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Hamilton, Norris, Perez, Verstappen, Magnussen, Russell, Ocon, Fernando Alonso, Bottas, Gasly, Oscar Piastri, Hulkenberg, Sargent, Joe, Albon, Ricciardo and Yuki Tsunoda. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. And with me today, of course, is Natalie Pinkham. Let's talk about Elvis. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
It's been a really solid year so far. There have been some incredible standout performances. But what's really impressed me has been the consistency. With this kind of form, I'm expecting another good race today.
Okay, we're monitoring some wear on the internal combustion engine. Be aware that we're going to start to see a loss of power. Okay, Mark here, you're causing unnecessary wear to your transmission. Try to take it easy or we're going to risk losing it. Leclerc behind. You're in first position, front of the pack. You're leading the pack, that's P1. Leclerc is behind you. Okay, we're looking at some gearbox wear, so try to keep the number of shifts to a minimum, please. Okay, clear. Okay, DRS is now available. Gasly's ahead of you. They're on fresh softs. Time last lap was a 1:47.5. It's Perez ahead of you. Okay, gap ahead is 1.2 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Your last lap time was a 1:50.5. This is great stuff. We're gaining by 0.3 a lap. Good work. Ocon ahead. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on fresh softs. And the time last lap was a 1:44.2. We're 2.5 seconds slower right now. Come on. Gap to the car in front is 1.5 seconds. Ocon's behind you, less than a second separates you. They're on fresh softs. Time last lap was a 1:44.2. Magnussen's ahead of you. Okay, so the gap to the car ahead, 1.3 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Your last lap time was a 1:43.3. Okay, mate, this is not good. You're losing 3 seconds a lap. I'm afraid you've been given a time penalty for that last incident, mate. Okay, final lap. Let's go. Final lap. You need to slow down before hitting the corners. We don't want to get a penalty. Oh, you are my hero! You're my hero! You've done it! All of that work has come down to this, and you are the world champion. Great stuff!
And so the celebrations begin, and well-earned they are indeed. It might have looked simple at times, but as any racing driver will tell you, competing at this level at the very top is anything but simple. There's no catching them now then. We have a new World Drivers' Champion. What a fantastic Grand Prix that was, and an excellent win for McLaren. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I feel consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. And this also means there's no catching our leader anymore. And we crown a new World Drivers' Champion. So then, Natalie Pinkham, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I think for driver of the day, I'd probably pick Lando Norris. He lived up to every inch of his reputation today, and I think he'll be going home, quite rightly, a bit proud of himself.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Aston Martin move up to the top of the standings. It was also a strong Grand Prix from Haas F1 this weekend. Fantastic work from the American team to move themselves further up the table. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.